everybody, today I'm going to talk about my food poisoning experience. Now if you hear Casino, stop ringing the bell. So a few days ago, I got food poisoning. And it's a very complicated story, and normally I do this with like sick breaks that are like unedited and just off the top. But this is a crazy story and I kind of wanted to make it into a full edited video and I kind of wanted to talk about it. So yeah, let's get started. So this all started when we decided to go to a new restaurant near us. And I live in kind of a small town, so like we just been to a lot of the same restaurants over and over and over again. So we decided to try something different. And this new place opened up called Raku. And it's basically like a Japanese restaurant. It's has had like different businesses there before, but they closed down. Like there was a few pizza places that were in that same building or that same property. So we decided to go to this restaurant, and I actually was pretty excited for it because even though like I'm a very picky eater, I've been kind of wanting to kind of expand like my food taste a little bit, because I did a video called my food preferences are interesting, and that was a few months ago, and I talked about that I'm a very picky eater, but I've been trying to kind of change that in the past few months, so I felt like this was the perfect opportunity to do it. So yeah, we arrived there, and yeah, just opened the stores, and it actually has a really cool theme. Like, it really feels like you're in, like, a authentic Japanese restaurant. So, how it worked is that you would order food at the counter, and then it'll bring it to you. So, I decided to get the combo where it was noodles, shrimp, and chicken. One of those ingredients will be important later. We waited not very long, and the food was actually really good. Like, I was actually kind of blown away on how good the food was, because, I mean, I did hear good reviews about it. I don't trust, like, looking at it just the star reviews, because we had that whole experience with the, Mountain Pizza Tap Room a few years ago when I made that rant. And it was really good, actually. But something kind of was interesting, so I didn't finish all my food. I mean, it was a lot of freaking food, which makes sense, maybe that why I didn't finish it, but I just couldn't finish it for some reason. While we were kind of getting our check and stuff like that, there was a Goodwill right next to it. So I decided to go over to the Goodwill and just shop there for a little bit, and Goodwill just sucks. Goodwill just did not have anything anymore. And I mean, they have stuff, but it's just so expensive. Like Goodwill's, and also, I just have not really shopped in Goodwill in a long time, so yeah, so I walked back, and I was kind of disappointed that I didn't really find anything, but, so yeah, we decided to go back home, and when I got home, I didn't feel anything at first, but then around 30 minutes back after we arrived back home, I started feeling a little gross, and my stomach was kind of having this nausea type of feeling, because like, I mean, I did kind of try to shrug it off at first because, like, I am technically lactose intolerant even though I still eat dairy products regularly. I probably need to kind of reduce my reliability on that. Actually, more recently I have, like, been switching to almond milk and stuff like that, which feels better. But yeah, so, my stomach started feeling a little gross. Yeah, I tried to shrug it off and just maybe say, oh, it's probably just dairy. But then I realized there's not really much dairy that I had. And I don't think there was any. I went to the bathroom, and I started having diarrhea. And, like, it was probably the worst diarrhea I've had in a long time. I have had, like, stomach issues with milk before, but this felt different. So, yeah, so, I had diarrhea, and I was like, okay, whatever, maybe I just ate something, and then I thought that was it. So, I left there. I left out of the bathroom. And then I was still talking with my family, and then I needed to go again. And, like, I usually don't need to go twice, so I was like, okay, something's going on. So, I went back, and, I had diarrhea again. This one wasn't as bad. I just realized, maybe I should try to just lay down and just try to sleep through it. I mean, it wasn't, like, horrible when I first started. I mean, I still have stomach nausea and diarrhea, but, it was gonna get worse. So yeah, so I started trying to lay down, because often when I'm sick, like, laying down over on this bed does help if, like, I just need to kind of rest for a little bit. It was around 9 or 9:30, and my parents were still up, which normally they aren't around that time, but I was thinking about getting my dog Jasmine because she sleeps with me all the time. But then I kind of felt like I was gonna puke, and the symptoms are like the kind of leading feeling that I get when I start feeling like about to throw up is something that I mentioned in the times when I got sick video. When I got the flu back in 2024, I have this weird thing where like my ears start to get really hot. My ears just feel weird. Like it's a weird sensation. I started getting that. I was like, uh-oh, this is not good. So I ran out of this room and went to the toilet, and it didn't happen immediately like it did with the flu that I threw up. I was there for a few minutes just sitting on the ground hating my life. But yep, I eventually threw up. And it was actually more violent compared to even the flu. I mean, I don't think like as much happened, but it was pretty violent. Like, it was really bad. I knew right then and there, like, that I was having diarrhea and throwing up. I knew that it was the food that I ate, and I'm pretty sure I knew immediately that I had food poisoning. So, yeah, so that was awful. And actually the thing is, I am kind of proud of myself because throughout my life, I've had a really bad track record of like not making it to the toilet or trashing in time before throwing up. It's an issue I've had for a long time. But actually in the past few years, I've actually been doing pretty good with it. So because I knew that something was up when I was laying down on this bed. But yeah, so I started throwing up, and my parents heard me, and they asked if I was okay. And I'm like, no. Actually, well, after I threw up, I did feel a little bit better in my stomach. Then I realized, okay, so I probably officially have food poisoning. And like, I just don't even remember the last time I had food poisoning. And like, this is like a new thing for me. Then I started to try to lay down again. And this is when the chills started. And oh my god, like, I actually might prefer, if I had to choose, throwing up instead. Because, oh my god, it was awful. So, yeah, it began while I was trying to sleep. Actually, I don't think, yeah, Jasmine wasn't with me at that time. My parents decided to take Jasmine and just have her sleep with them. But, yeah, so I started shaking, like, jittery. And I had, like, it would go back and forth between, like, me feeling really hot and then really cold. And it was freaking terrible. So what I tried to do to try to make it a little bit better is, like, I have had this blanket, because my room gets really cold sometimes in here. I have this blanket that I was using where it was, like, a really thick blanket, and I really like it. But I knew I needed to switch to a different blanket because I would be sweating even worse. I switched to a thinner blanket, and that didn't really help much. But I was like, whatever, this is the closest thing that I have to okay. But yeah, so, it took forever for me to try to sleep. Sometimes, like, even when I'm sick, I'm still able to go to sleep and maybe knock myself out with, like, some, Benadryl or something. But I could not go to sleep. Once I finally did go to sleep, I had a fever dream. And because I did a video a few months ago talking about dreams that I've had throughout my life, and they're just weird, but I didn't really talk about fever dreams that much. And I've had a few throughout my life, and the few times that I have had them, I hate them because they are so trippy. And, like, every time, it's just the weirdest thing you will experience. Especially that, meme that recently became popular was, like, the fever dream bird that people claim that they've seen in their dreams. Like, I do have an interest in them, even though I don't like actually having them. And what happened is, I woke up in a field that really looked like the Windows XP kind of background for, like, the wallpaper of the operating system. It was just this field that almost had the exact same kind of just emptiness, like there was nothing around me, no cities or anything. And then I looked up and there were many pupils, many eyes just from the sky staring at me. and I was like, screw this, I'm gonna try to get out of here. Like, then they lowered to like ground level. They weren't touching the ground, but they were like right next to me, and they started chasing me, and it was horrible. It was really scary. Like, it was a really scary dream, and I don't really have nightmares that often anymore, so yeah, that was horrible. So then the next day after that, when I woke up, I stayed in bed all day. Like, I did not even, maybe I left once to go to the bathroom, but I stayed in the bed all day. Actually, that's not technically true, because I did decide to get some Crystal Light, and basically what it is that it's just these flavor packets where like it flavors water, and I have a ton of them. I drink them regularly too because they're just pretty good, and I don't know if I want to drink soda as often as I used to. But yeah, so I used this Camp Barnabas bottle, and I just had it on my bedside, and I drank 2 of them. I drank 2 full bottles of that Crystal Light, and I really like the fruit punch flavor. But I was trying to be careful because the fruit punch flavor has a notorious history of staining anything it touches, so I was being very careful. But yeah, so the only thing I had in terms of like food or drink was Crystal Light, because they say that like drinking water and like electrolytes really do help like combat food poisoning. So I drank it, and I actually did start to feel a little bit better, but I still didn't eat anything. I literally did not eat almost anything. Actually, I don't think I even ate anything at all. And like, even when, like with the flu in 2024, I still ate like toast, I just was too scared to eat anything because I didn't want to throw up again. The chill started to go away, luckily, but I still didn't feel great in my stomach. And the only thing is that I did have to cancel was my haircut appointment, and that's why my hair looks terrible right now. I do need to get a haircut. But yeah, so I had to cancel that, and because it is in a new area now that my barber moved to, so I didn't even know how to really get there, so I just didn't want to have to deal with that while I was sick. But yeah, and then the day after that, I was pretty much feeling better. Most of my symptoms were gone. I was able to start eating again, and like, I was really worried that the food poisoning was gonna last longer than it actually did. I mean, I've heard conflicting like online searches that say it can last from like 24 hours to like a week, and I'm so glad it didn't last that long, because I think it was probably worse in terms of like vomiting and like stomach issues than the flu in 2024. And that's really saying something, because I thought that couldn't be topped, but yeah, this was way worse. But I think what happened is it had to be the shrimp, because I was the only person in my family that had the shrimp, and no one else got sick. So something was going on with that shrimp. I think that's what caused it. That's what caused everything. So, and it's sad because I really do like shrimp. I mean, I like warm shrimp. I don't really like cold shrimp that much. But I decided to get shrimp and chicken because I thought, it was good for a little bit, but that's probably what caused it. So yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry if this video ended up being a little bit graphic in terms of like what happened to me, but I kind of wanted to talk about this today because I thought it would be interesting. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.